To me, I think our biggest gains are to be made in the sheep side of things. So I think that's going to allow my generation to provide a better grounding for the next generation. A multi-generational farm like ours, to me, probably describes what sustainability is. And as one part of that story, your generation, I think you need to find an area to improve on the previous one. Our generation is going to be this sheep game, and with the Mumblebone genetics, I think that's going to allow us to leave this operation sustainable for generations to come. So I think that's the ultimate goal, really.
I'm fourth generation, the boys fifth, and obviously the grandkids are sixth. First settlement of the Grahams in this area happened in about 1886. Open and transparent communication is the key to all succession. You should always focus on sustainable units. We run merino ewes, love merino sheep, and Angus cows, about 50% sheep cattle.
We had looked into the Mumblebone merinos for a couple of years before we made the change, chasing the similar traits to cattle, and those carcass traits and growth rates and stuff, you know, I think are pretty positive correlated to the reproduction of the animal, which is live lambs. We're joining our heifers at young age and thought that, well, there's data and there's blokes out there doing it with the ewe lambs, so why can't we do it? And I suppose that's a big focus of why we went to Mumblebone with all the genetics behind them. We can minimise the risk of trading sheep, breed a sheep that we want to breed, be happy days going forward.
Well, fertility is number one. Second one is doing ability. They're the two key ones in relation to sheep. I love looking at good wool. I've got to adjust my size because I've come up on the heavy wrinkled, grow as much wool as you can. That's what I was taught, and that was the definition of a good sheep. So all this is very much at 66 years of age, very much a learning curve for me in relation to what the Mumblebones are going to bring this operation. And we're already starting to see, after 2 years of doing it, we're starting to see some positive things with our wool broker and this and that. So where we're going, so that's good. In 2 years' time, our aim is to having around about 10,000 ewes joined to merinos. And given what Andrew and Tim both just said in relation to lamb survival and that type of thing, we may push even more that way and go less terminals.
With the increased lambing percentages, I think it's driven by the condition score. The plain and freer body type sheep seem a lot more able to maintain a higher condition score as it gets stuffed, whereas your traditional merinos, they lose that condition quicker. And yep. I think that's a big reason why these sheep are going to deliver us more lambs on the ground.
Live calf, live lamb, that pays the bills. And then, yeah, if we can throw a bit of growth rate and a few carcass traits in on top of that, well, we're kicking goals, I think.
I just see the management is a big thing, but also more so you've got a merino that's been traditionally for wool, whereas now I suppose with the new age merino you can get both. You get the wool and the meat. For us as a family, it's a no-brainer, really.
Yeah.
I am delighted with the way the sheep enterprise is going. Obviously, you know, as we know with genetics, building flocks or herds, it takes time, it takes generations. 4 or 5 years down the track, it'll be paying dividends big time, because, you know, all of a sudden you're going to be ending up with probably the ewes join an extra 20% lambs on the ground. That's our aim. That's where we want to be.